Hi, everybody. So I wanted to speak about a treatment that I did a couple of days ago and what I realized. So I am at Tao Gardens, and this is a center where you can take trainings and courses about Taoism and Taoist practices. There's also a spa where you can take a lot of different treatments, and where they have also a herbal pharmacy with Chinese medicine and herbs and substances. So the treatment I did is a kind of de-armoring of the belly and also the genitals. And it was, I always do things kind of like extreme. So instead of doing 1 hour, I was like, I think I'm going to do 2 hours. I've done this before. And I just really want to, this practitioner that I was told that I should go to, she has worked with this for 21 years. And she's really good, and she's also like understanding, the whole body and the fascia and all that. So I decided to do it for 2 hours, and they also call her the bulldozer, which is kind of funny. So she exactly kind of knows where it hurts or where there are blockages, where the fascia is kind of going together, where there can even be scar tissue, right? So I had this session, the 2 hour session, and it was basically most of the time was on the belly. I also had to lay on the side because I had some scar tissue from when I was a cheerleader, like in the lower back, and then the last part was like the genitals and the part that is kind of womb or yoni mapping. But then also really goes into like feeling the coccyx, whatever that's called, and everything that, all the muscles and the tendons, and also where you have the G spot and the A spot like on the top, where there can be also pain that is connected to the muscles in the bladder. So it was much more painful than what I've done before. I actually did one with another lady a couple of days before that, and that was just like really, I felt like so relaxed and so receptive and like really kind of in my yin afterwards. And then I had this session, the 2 hour session with the bulldozer, and afterwards I just had like so much, it felt like my whole nervous system was kind of shaking inside, and even if I lay down I could like even feel the shaking of it. And I was wondering, because it felt so physical, that everything that she did was very physical. It was really working into the tissues, in the fascia, in the muscles, in the tendons. And a part of me was kind of feeling that there was something missing, and that it was the emotional body was shaking and trying to kind of catch up with the physical. And I was wondering if it was something that felt a little bit off. And then I realized also, during the time that I was getting the treatment, I could feel that, especially in my back and in on the sides of my psoas, like I could feel in these muscles the kind of activity that I've done that has created this tension. And that's from spinning, and from running on a treadmill every day, and from all the kind of willpower training that I've done, where I didn't listen to my body, but I just felt like I needed to do cardio for at least an hour a day, and I felt like I needed to do weightlifting, or all these things that I felt that I need to do, or when you have spinning classes 3 times a day, you can't really sit all the time because that would hurt you. So you learn to stand in a certain way, but that's really hard on some parts of your body. So I realized that, or it felt like, I'm not even really sure, it felt like all the aggression in a way that I have put on my body kind of had to go out with that same kind of physical pressure that I put it in with. And at the same time, I realized it was kind of, I remembered that we're spiritual beings in a physical body. So that I felt the mismatch of having that aggression like done to me one more time. And that the kind of treatments that I feel aligned with are treatments that really take the whole of the being, which is the physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, and even more than that, but at least those 4 parts, that really include them in the treatment, and where everything is included and can come up and be expressed. Because now it was like I did the completely physical, and then afterwards my emotional had to, like that part of the, actually the etheric more than the emotional. The etheric body had to catch up with that, and the emotional body was like not even there yet. And then like at the same time I had this really like kind of even spiritual experience where the energy was really, the energy frequency was like really kind of shaking, which was the spiritual aspect that kind of remembered its nature, and how it, like how it is, or how it's able to inhabit a physical body or not, depending on, you know, what we do with the physical body. So going, and also, you know, feeling into what is it, what are the treatments that I choose to heal from, and what is the way that my body wants to heal from, and is it because I put the tensions in there with aggressions that they have to go out with aggression or not. And I also have to say that during the treatment, there were parts, especially in my back, where I felt like nobody had ever been able to touch. So I felt so grateful as well that somebody, whether it's a bulldozer or not, could actually find those spots that I have felt so much tension and so much fatigue in, and that was like so easy to just go into the densest part of like what I am, like the physical body, and take them out. And then I knew that they would kind of, you know, even if it was not in the same moment, but layer by layer, they would get out of the other more subtle bodies as well. So this is for me an inquiry that is still going on. You know, is this good? Is it necessary? Since I put it in with so much force, am I also taking it out with the same force? Like, isn't anybody going to be able to find those spots in me, or is this my chance? You know, all this inquiry, and all the knowing that there's probably not a right answer. But I would really really love to, you know, hear from you if you have similar experience, and what has been the healing modalities that have worked for you, and that are either, you know, working on one plane at a time or several. And I can even see the way that I work with some other physical modalities where you do mash into the physical, but then you kind of let it, you have like pauses, so you let it burn off, you let it shake off, you let the emotional expression, if there is one, come, and you let the kind of channeling of the spiritual, the ones that come through, also be spoken. So that's an alternative to this kind of work that is kind of very physical. So I would love to hear your experience, and, you know, sharing this. I think it's something that it's good to speak about, and to become aware of. So thank you.